Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Hi, my name is Madame Roller, and welcome, welcome, welcome to the Live a Phenomenal Life Show, Season 4, Episode 32. And you get to have me all to yourselves today. So, yay! Welcome, guys. How are you? It's good to be here again on another amazing Monday, where we get to inspire, empower, and transform lives one show at a time. So I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I want to wish all the mothers a happy belated Mother's Day that was celebrated in parts of North America, the Caribbean, and so many other places in the world. So we piggybacked on that because it's good to celebrate ourselves. So even though we've celebrated Mother's Day in March already in Nigeria, I chose to celebrate myself again as a mother. So big kudos and celebrations to all the mothers in the world. You guys make the world continue to evolve and be a better place for us to live. So God bless you all, and keep fighting the good fight of faith and nurturing, loving, and protecting the world, because without you, the world cannot exist and continue to exist. So yay, welcome guys. Good. Hi, Michael. How are you? Hi to the other Michael as well. Michael Mute. How are you? Michael Sewell, how are you? Welcome, 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 guys. How's it going? So I hope you guys are ready to kickstart this new week. And I'm sure you guys have already started, especially if you're in the part of the world that I am, or even further along, like in China and the rest, right? So it's a new week. We have to have our mindset kicked into the right gear. We've got to have everything working in accordance with positivity, optimism, and also with the right energy and vibes for us to be able to live the very best life. And as we call the show, Live a Phenomenal Life Show, it's important that, of course, you live a phenomenal life. So this is the first timer. Woohoo! Welcome, Ife J. Sadewumi, to Live a Phenomenal Life Show. You get to come at a brilliant episode where we're going to be talking about developing an anti-fragile mindset, which everybody needs. It doesn't matter what you're doing with your life right now, you need to develop an anti-fragile mindset. So thank you for joining me. Hi, Ira Rev. Welcome, welcome, guys. Michael Muse, what's up, my brother from another part of Africa? It's good to have you here. And of course, Michael Stoll, a regular from Jamaica. Thank you. Good morning to you there. So I hope you guys are ready. And we're going to do things a little bit differently today, right? Normally we start the show off with affirmations and stuff, but I decided I'm going to do things differently. Why? Because it's one of the key things I'm going to be sharing as to why we should actually develop an anti-fragile mindset. And one of the ways to develop an anti-fragile mindset is to be able to shake things up from the regular, not doing things the same way all the time. I know we say set routines, and that because we're creatures of habit, we are what we repeatedly do. There is some method to the madness of actually shaking things up, and I'll tell you why. And I found this out to be very true in almost everything about life. As most of you would know, and some of you wouldn't, because maybe this is your first time coming across who I am. My name is Madame Marola. I've been the host of the show for 4 years now. This is season 4, and we run 50 episodes in each season, and this is season 4, episode 32. So we've done over 180 episodes, right? So what most of you would not know is that I'm actually a skincare formulator, and I run a beauty company for the past 14 years. And I discovered while I was learning about the skin was that when you use the same product every single day on your skin, after a while, your skin becomes so used to it that the product is almost as effective as it was originally when you started. So what we always advise as skincare specialists is you take a break from your normal skincare routine. Allow your skin to try something new for a short period of time. And then when you go back to the same products you've been using for a long period of time, it actually resolves it better than it did when it got tired of it being the same thing over and over again. It's the same thing as our body. Sometimes when you get used to taking the same medication over and over again, it becomes ineffective. It's no more, the efficacy of it is not as good as when you started using it. And that's why I want to tell you that there's some habits that we have, there's some things we do that will actually benefit from us shaking things up. So today, a little phenomenal live show. We're not going to kick off with affirmations. We're going to end the show with affirmations. So I hope you stick around to be able to hear the affirmations that would help you power up yourself for the rest of the day. And beyond that, I want to encourage you to also imbibe in writing your own affirmations. If you don't want to write, then that's good. You can just go and source for other ones that exist. I have over 100 different affirmations on my social media pages. In my book, Gold Digger, I've got 420 affirmations for every sphere of your life there. So these are places where you can get resources that would help you to speak positive words into your life. Okay. So today, in honor of Mental Awareness Month, which started on the 1st of May, today's the 10th. So we already kicked off, and it's something that is a tradition in the United States that the entire month of May is dedicated to talking and empowering people about mental awareness. So I've decided to dedicate the remaining 4 weeks of this month, so 4 episodes, to talk about mental awareness and things that can help us to have the right mental health as well as mindset. Okay, mindset is so important. Everything we do hinges on our mindset. Mindset are basically the things we believe, the things we actually anchor our actions on, and then is also part of the things that our thoughts end up affecting the way we behave. So if you do not have the right mindset, you are going to end up believing the wrong things, doing the wrong things, saying the wrong things, and living a life that you do not desire. So are we ready to get kicked into our show for today? Because I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are ready to learn something, okay? I want you to come here with an open mind, open heart, to be able to receive and also learn something that will change the course of your life for the better, because we're here to inspire, empower, and transform lives. So I hope that by the end of this few minutes that we have together, your lives will be transformed for better. You will have a better way of thinking about how you can utilize your mindset in such a way that it empowers you rather than disempowers you from living a phenomenal life indeed. Okay, so let's talk about the topic, developing an anti-fragile mindset. So how many of you heard about this anti-fragile mindset thing, right? It was brought about by this dude that wrote a book, and he wrote the book, and the book was titled Anti-Fragile, right? And we were all like, okay, what is this anti-fragile thing all about? Because we've never heard about anti-fragile as a mindset or as a way of living. And it became something that many people started to look into. And then we realized that for a long time, we've been talking about being resilient. Being resilient is the ability to keep on being able to push through, to be able to do something, even when it's difficult, even when it's tiring, even when you don't feel like it, right? So many people were always teaching and say, oh, be resilient, resilient. I included. I kept on telling people that you can't give up too easily on your dreams. You can't give up too easily on yourself. You can't give up too easily on your goals. You know, it might be difficult. You might have challenges, but you must always tell yourself that I can dig a bit deeper. I can push, okay? And most of the time, we always use the analogy of people that play sports or go to the gym, right? So as you're joining me right now to watch the show, I would love for you to share the video, let other people know that I'm live and that there is something important that we're talking about that they can also watch. And of course, you can share this video as a replay when it's available once the show is over on YouTube and Facebook on my page, Madame Marola. So we were always saying that, look, if you go to the gym and you carry some weights and you do some repetitions, right? You lift it first time, second time, third time. There's going to get to a point of resistance where your muscles are fatigued and you're like, oh, I can't. And then you've been told to do 10 reps, right? And you like struggling by number 7, number 8, right? There's something in your mind that tells you that you're close to 10. Keep pushing. You can find that extra energy, and then you go 9, 10, and then you're able to do it. You're exhausted, but you feel the sense of accomplishment because you've been able to do it. That's what resilience is of all of that. It's about just being able to push through that pain barrier, being able to push through those difficult moments in life that is not really, really sweet or beneficial at that point in time, but then you get the end result reward at the end of it, okay? So people said that if you only live a life of resiliency, that you're not operating at your optimal best. So this whole point of looking at something that is fragile, something that is sturdy, that is anti-fragile became a study. So we all understand things that are fragile, right? We've all got glasses, right? I've got a glass right here, and we know that this is meant to be taken care of. So you always say handle with care, right? Anything that is breakable. So most of us, when we travel and stuff and we carry all our precious stuff in it, we always tell the people at the airline counter that please treat this bag with care because they've got fragile items. And they put a sticker on your bag saying fragile, handle with care. That's how many of us are when it comes to our mental state. We are so fragile. We easily break. We easily just crumble under pressure. We shrug away from things that are uncomfortable. People have to be cautious and careful around us because any little thing can upset us. Any little thing can derail us. That's having a fragile mindset. It's so anything little that is uncomfortable, that is not comely, that is not pleasant, can easily set you off on the wrong path. That is what it called being someone that has a fragile mindset. So you can now have a robust mindset, which is whereby nothing really moves you. So you could go through difficult times, you could go through good times and stuff, you remain the same. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't change you. It doesn't expand you. It doesn't diminish you. It doesn't reduce you in any way. You just stay constant. We call that being in the neutral zone, right? So good things come, bad things come, and everything, all you are is just like a poker face. Everything is blank. Everything is neutral. Nothing really changes about you. You're not growing. You're not retrograding either. You're just staying the same, okay? Many people will say that it's good. I will say it's not, because as long as you're alive, right? We say that there is no middle ground. It's either you're growing or you're digressing in life, right? So as a human being, being in a neutral state in your mind is not a good state to be. And that's where this anti-fragile mindset comes, that beyond being resilient, whereby you're able to push through. We're saying that when you get stress, when you get all the difficulties and stuff coming at you, instead of it attacking you in such a way that reduces you or makes you worse off, it actually makes you stronger. So that was why Nasiri said in his book that what does not kill you makes you stronger. So they're saying that you should actually welcome some kind of stress. You should welcome some kind of pressure. So it's like start to operate not like a fragile glass, but as a sturdy diamond that when it's been chipped away at, when it's been refined and stuff, rather than it being reduced in its efficacy, in its effectiveness, in its strength, it actually increases. So stop being fragile like a glass that can easily shatter at the moment of any extreme change or pressure. Rather be someone who actually welcomes and absorbs that stress in such a way that the stress stretches you and gives you more strength to be stronger mentally. Do we get that? The stress, the change, the uncomfortable feeling that you have, rather than it making you to retrograde or go backwards into becoming somewhat less than you were before, it actually strengthens you to become stronger. If you become stronger in the way you do things, you become stronger in the way you think, you become stronger in the way you're able to approach obstacles that come your way in every sphere of your life, whether it's in relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's your business, whether it's in spirituality, you are able to be, you can overcome and accomplish better things just because you've stretched yourself to the point whereby that stretch has actually aided you to become a better version of yourself mentally, rather than it's reducing you. Okay, so before I start to tell you how you can become more anti-fragile, I want to mention what is good mental health. I said that this episode is dedicated to mental health awareness. So let's just have a little brief about what does it take for you to have good mental awareness. And then I will share with you 5 key things that you can do to build an anti-fragile mindset, if that's okay. So let's go. I checked this on the internet, and it says that to be able to say that you have good mental health, which is you are able to fulfill a number of key functions and activities, you need to be able to do some of these key things. So I'll share 5 things that you must be able to do for you to say that you have good mental awareness. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. Let's go stronger and longer with an anti-fragile mindset. Absolutely correct, Myra. You go stronger and you keep building from it, because it means that you have longevity. You're not, because if something is broken completely, right, it's shattered. Many people have psychotic breaks and stuff because of all these things. You have to go for repairs. So you need to go see a specialist to be able to help you to put the pieces back together again. So you lose time, you lose strength, you lose efficacy in the time where you have to go and get help and treatment. So if you are able to develop an anti-fragile mindset, you're able to stay strengthened mentally. You're able to also empower yourself to live a healthier and also, if possible, a longer life where you are very productive. So now we're talking about what it is to have good mental health. And I say, if you have these 5 things in place, then you can say that you are on the path of having good mental health. So if 1 or 2 are missing, you need to ask yourself, how can you course correct that? Okay, so if you know that the ability to learn is something that you have and it's not forced, then you're doing well. The ability to feel, express, and manage a range of positive and negative emotions. So if you know that you are able to feel pain, able to feel joy, able to feel melancholic, able to feel sadness, all those different things, and you're able to express and manage all those different emotions, then you're doing good. If you're not, you need to seek help, okay? The ability to form and maintain good relationship with others. The ability to form and maintain good relationship with others. So if you have the problem of forming good relationship with people, you need to check that. If you have this problem of forming relationship, but you're not able to keep or nurture, sustain those relationships, you need to check why. Because the ability to actually forge a relationship and maintain it in a healthy manner is what says that you have good mental health. So there could be something that you're doing that is derailing and messing up your relationships that you're not aware of. You could be a narcissist. You could have a bad temper. You could probably be a manipulative person emotionally and all those kind. You could be too needy. There's so many different categories, but there's something about it that's related to your mental health. So you need to check that, okay? So the 4th one is the ability to cope and manage change and uncertainty. And this is something that all of us was put to test on last year when the pandemic came, right? It just came like a thief in the night, and many people were so unprepared. Many people didn't cope well with the change, well with the uncertainties. And then we started to see an uproar of different kind of craziness going on. Many people became suicidal. Many people had psychotic breaks, started acting out by becoming rapists. All manners of violence and stuff ensued from the fact that some people were just not able to cope and manage the change and uncertainties that came. And that was a precursor and a pointer to the fact that there was something wrong mentally that had not been obvious to the ordinary eye. But when the stressors became too much for this person, they were not anti-fragile. They were so fragile to the point that something in them mentally shattered. And then we started to see negative results of them shattering mentally. So that's why I'm trying to teach us how we can move from being fragile, or how we can move from being robust to becoming anti-fragile, where we do not break easily due to pressure that comes our way, okay? So let me read some of the comments before we go on. So Olamide Adelaji says, this is making a whole bunch of sense. I have to watch all over again. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your positive comment. And then finally, on this, what constitutes good mental health is the ability to be optimistic and full of positivity about your life and future. The ability to be optimistic and full of positive thoughts and energy about your life and future shows that you have good mental health. So when you feel constantly depressed, constantly pessimistic, constantly negative, there is something wrong mentally. So many times we used to think that it's all of the people that have gone cray, that, they've got so many, they've really got to the point where they're acting crazy, are the people that have bad mental health. We're beginning to see that mental health is so diverse, and that even people that look and act normal could be suffering from some kind of bad mental health, and if left unchecked, could spiral into something that is chaotic and destructive in the future. So this entire month of May that has been dedicated for mental health awareness, I want us to ask ourselves, how mentally agile and good am I? Am I able to do all those 5 things that Madame Roller just listed? And I'm doing that on a constant basis. Where am I failing at? Where am I weak at? Which one do I need to work on? Which one do I need to go see a professional and get help with, so that I can get the tools to help me, to aid me to become mentally stronger, to be able to be in a good frame of mind mentally. And it's also biblical, because the Bible says that I wish above all things that you be in good health, as even as you. So you must have strong mental. You say, I want you to have a strong mind. If you don't have a strong mind, it will derail you from living your best life. You see, you can only hide it for a little bit, but it will get to a point that when the pressure becomes too much for you, instead of it refining and bringing out the best in you, you will shatter into millions of pieces, and it will be so difficult for you to be able to get yourself back in wholeness again without professional help, without some kind of stimulant or external aids. And we're trying to help you not have to get to that point. We want you to learn to become anti-fragile, to have good mental health, so that you can be someone that is stable enough mentally, you can enjoy better relationship with others, and then also you can help other people to also have the best kind of life they deserve and need in life. Okay, so let me give you the 5 tips that I have for you on how to become anti-fragile. Okay, so I think I've mentioned all the different titles. So anti-fragile means getting stronger in the face of extreme stresses, chaos and disorder, and turning turmoil into tenacity. I'll repeat that. Anti-fragile means getting stronger in the face of extreme stresses, chaos, and disorder, whereby we turn turmoil into tenacity and also something that benefits us for good. Okay, so we've also talked about being resilient is not enough, because resilience means to be able to recover quickly from difficult situations, and we don't want to be in that neutral phase that is called being robust, or in that state of just being steady. Being steady is good, but being anti-fragile is better. Okay, so if you want to learn more about being anti-fragile for economics, for companies and stuff, go check out the book written by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, which is called Anti-Fragile, Things That Gain from Disorder. Anti-Fragile, Things That Gain from Disorder. So that's the book recommendation for today, whereby you can find out how you can be anti-fragile, not just as a person, but as an economy, as a company, and as society at large. So here are the 5 tips and points as to how you can become anti-fragile. I hope you got your pen and paper ready. So before I do that, let me read the comments so that everything is flowing nicely at the same time. So IRF says, awesome, to feel and express, to form and maintain good relationships, to cope, to deal with change and uncertainties, the ability to be optimistic and full of energy and positive energy. Absolutely. Those are 5 key indicators to see whether you are actually in good mental health shape. So if you're not, please go check it and work on it, because it will do you a world of good. So tip number 1 as to how to become anti-fragile: build strength from within. Okay, did you get that? Build strength from within. Too many of us rely on external factors to strengthen us, but we're telling you that you need to be able to build the strength, the muscles within you that would help you to have an anti-fragile mindset, an anti-fragile mental state. Okay, so there are things that you can do that would aid this journey. So whenever you are faced with stress, whenever you're faced with uncertainty, whenever you're faced with things that erodes your good mental health and your peace of mind and your stability, you need to have a coping mechanism in place that you can use. And so many different things exist, and everyone is different. And I would just give you some tools that you can use, and you can pick the ones that work best for you. So personally, for me, when I find myself really stressed out or bombarded with things that are trying to erode my mental health and peace, I tend to go into a place of meditation and listening to very, very peaceful and inspiring music. So music is like a soothing balm for me. It is one of my stress relievers. Okay. For some people, it is praying. For some people, it is doing yoga. For some people, it is, praying, worshiping. Some people, it's journaling, writing down their thoughts to be able to dispel some of those negativity out of it. For some people, it's exercising. I have a friend that exercises for 4 hours every single day, and this helps him to build his mental strength. He's actually a 5-degree black belt in karate, and we're going to have him next week to show us the relationship between good mental health and having all these different skills like martial arts. That's what it's called, martial arts, and the relationship, the positive relationship it has with our mental health. So get ready next week to wear some comfortable clothes, because we are going to be taught some karate moves. We're going to exercise our bodies. We're going to strengthen our minds and our core at the same time, so that we can see the benefit that exercising has to do with good mental health. Okay, so that's what we have for you. So I'm just giving you a sneak preview, so make sure you're here next week to be able to join in that. And it's going to be in the evening for those of you that is in my time zone. So for those that are about 6 hours behind me and stuff, it will be 12 noon your time. Okay, so build strength for within. We need to create our own safety net, okay, within us, because there is no such thing as a bubble wrap in reality. There's no way that I can take you and wrap you up. The bubble wrap is those things that are used to wrap your fragile items so that they travel well. So if you're traveling from point A to point B and you need to put them in your suitcase, they always advise you that please bubble wrap your fragile items so that they travel well and they don't break. Okay, so I wish there was a bubble wrap that I can take and wrap around our mindsets and our mental states and say that, okay, this will absorb all the shock that comes, right? So because there's nothing like that to be able to absorb the shocks that are going to come, and they will come, because we are all promised that we're going to go through stressful moments in life. There is nobody on earth that is going to have a stress-free life. You're going to have things that will come at you. You're going to have unexpected changes. You're going to have to face turmoil at one point in time. You're going to lose people. You're going to face some disaster or whatever. We get natural disasters all the time: flooding, tsunamis, earthquakes, all manners of things happening. We get we're in a pandemic still at the moment. We didn't expect that, but it's come. And then there was no bubble wrap to protect us, right? So this is your form of bubble wrap, taking something that you can use as a reliever of the stress, right? So that's why we say a coping mechanism to help you to be able to distress very quickly, because the key is getting the stress out very quickly before it escalates into something else. And you can use any of these mediums that I've mentioned. You can also find other ones that will be beneficial to you. So if meditation doesn't work, find maybe taking a long walk in a very serene place in a beautiful garden and stuff. Or some people say, like, maybe taking a shower and letting water cascade over there as a way of releasing the stress and tension in the body and also in the mind. Listening to music, like I said, is one of the best ways for me. I've also found out that when I do some certain kind of sports, it relieves all my mental stress. So I used to like kickboxing, and I used to love playing tennis. Anytime I'm in a very, very stressed and tight mood, I find so much pleasure and relief in going out and whacking the ball so hard and using that physical energy I don't know what it is, but I just feel so much better afterwards. And I feel myself lighthearted, lightheaded as well. I'm feeling a lot calmer. So you need to find what works for you. So what works for me might not work for you. So you need to find how you can build strength from within and build your own coping mechanism against being overtly stressed out. Okay. So Adewale Lesami, oh, hi, watching from Leicester, United Kingdom. Good to hear that. Nice to have you on the show. So what is number 2 tip for you to become anti-fragile? Okay, have a contingency plan. Okay, so how many of you had a contingency plan when we got into the pandemic? Not many of us, right? Many of us were caught in the rut because we were like, oh my God, what is happening? I didn't plan for this. And many of us had even made some plans that were heavily built on the economy and things being the same. And when it did happen, there was no plan B or plan C to fall on. Okay. So not having a contingency plan can lead to you having so much stress and being in a fragile state. So make sure you have a contingency plan. Have many options to fall back on. Okay. So I live in Nigeria where we don't have stable electricity power. So many of us here have a generator. And then even for the generator, we need to have backups for the generator. So I know homes, like my mom's home, she has a diesel generator that consumes a lot more power. Then she has a smaller generator that uses just petrol, so that one consumes less power, but cannot carry all the electric equipment in the house, but it's there as a backup, right? It's a contingency plan. Then on top of that, we've got flashlights, we've got candles as well, just in case any of the option A and B don't work. So you see, you need to have contingency plan because that gives you a sense of peace, right? That gives you a sense of I'm in control. When you're not in control, you tend to derail. You tend to start to worry a lot more, become more anxious, and then you find yourself losing your peace of mind and your stability. So for you to develop an anti-fragile mindset, you need to help yourself by having contingency plan in place for yourself, saying that, okay, if this happens to me, what can I do next? What I fall back on front? How can I be able to do X, Y, and Z as an alternative because of the fact that my plan A is no more a workable plan? Not having those contingency plans can make us to become very uncomfortable, become also a little bit lost, and you don't want to be lost for a long period of time. You want to be able to quickly come up with ways to be able to find yourself back in your stability zone. Okay. So you also want to be able to do those things because at the end of the day, being someone that is quick to be able to make right decisions when you are in a tight spot is what makes you to be someone that has an anti-fragile mindset. Okay. So tip number 3, don't be a control freak. Okay. There's so many people that I know that if everything is not like this, it's not like that, arranged like that, it's going to set them off. So, it's like people that have OCD, right? Obsessive compulsive disorder, whereby everything needs to be arranged in a particular way. And when it's not, they become stressed out, they become frazzled easily and stuff. People like that struggle to become anti-fragile. So they need help to control their OCD behavior. So people that are control freaks, that they don't like things being done differently. This is the way we've always done it. You see them like that in their relationships. You see them like that in the way they operate at their workplace, even in their career. So remember when I started the show and I said that we were not going to start off with affirmations. This was just a way to show you that even though we normally have a set plan of how we run the show, by not being a control freak, I can decide to flip the entire show system and say that, hey, we will do things this other way and stuff, and be okay with it and not get frazzled and go like, why did you change the order? Nobody informed me that this is how it's going to be. Now I'm not prepared. Now I'm going to do. So you see, I'm calm. I'm happy. I'm good to be able to run the show in a different way, in a different order, because of the fact that I've developed to some certain state to be anti-fragile. So it's something you must constantly work out. not to get frazzled easily because a change occurred, things are not going the same way, or that people change the order of the way things have been done for you. So that's why you see some people, once there is a new system put in place at work, they get really upset, they become moody, and they're not happy at all because they want things to be done in the same way all the time. So that is being a control freak. You need to let go. You don't need your spouse to act the same way all the time. You don't need people to do things for you the same way all the time. You can allow people to just be people and do things differently and still be okay with it, okay? So being risk adverse is also not a good thing. Be willing to take small risk. Do some things that you know that might not be the easiest thing for you to try, but do it anyways because you know that it's a small risk that would help you to develop your shock absorbers, and that if that risk is not going to completely mess you up, it will teach you a thing or two along the way. It will actually force you to grow and flourish, because a life that is risk averted is a life that is not willing to grow. Everything that will push you to your next level in life has an element of risk involved. And if you're not willing to take that risk, you find yourself staying in the same spots, doing the same things just because you're afraid to take that risk. So don't be a control freak. Don't be averted to taking risk. Try something new. Do that thing that you are not so sure about, but you have some intuitive about it that it could be a good thing for you in the long run. Try it, as long as it's not going to be a risk that will wipe you out or destroy you completely. I would advise you to try and do a little bit of risky things sometimes. Like for me, I said I'm going to go bungee jumping, I'm going to jump off an airplane because I am freaking scared of heights, and that is a risk I'm taking, right? But it's a risk that I know is going to grow me in terms of me conquering my fear. And I'm not going to, the worst thing that can happen to me, something goes wrong and then I die, but that's also being pessimistic, right? I have an optimistic viewpoint, and I believe that I'm going to gain more if I actually do those things than lose more. So that's a risk that I'm willing to take for my own mental growth as well, because it's a phobia that I have to overcome. So step by step, I've been doing things to help me overcome that phobia. I've gone on some ridiculously large roller coasters in different parts of the world just to help me with this phobia. And now I'm ready to take it to the next level. So that's what happens, right? We must be willing to take some level of risk so that we can move to the next level. Tip number 4, do more with less. In this world whereby, we're always encouraged to go more, go faster, go bigger, this and that, sometimes we don't learn to slow down and ask ourselves, do I need all these things? Do I need a bigger house? Do I need a bigger, fancier car? Do I need XYZ? Sometimes we just need to encourage ourselves to find out, what do I need? And then what do I need to do to get what I need, and be content with just doing that? So sometimes doing more can put extra pressure on you. Doing too many things at the same time can make you to become in a fragile state because you've overextended yourself. You put too much load on yourself, and then the load is weighing you down and makes you become fragile. So you need to ask yourself, is this vital to my life? Is this necessary for my growth? Do I need $10 million? Or will I be okay with just 2 million? So sometimes pushing yourself, working yourself so hard, day in, day out, being in the rat race, trying to keep up with the Joneses and partying and doing some things, or this other people, peer pressure, all these things, that many of us find ourselves getting ourselves involved in, can end up making you become someone who's in a fragile state, because the pressure of trying to cope with all those things starts to make you go into a state that is not healthy. So anything that is not vital and necessary to you, you need to ask yourself, if I don't need it, then I can do without it. So there's some relationships you can do without. There are some items you can do without. There's some amount of money as well that we can really do without, because if you don't have a strong why tied to it, when you have that money, you're just going to blow it anyway without any sense of planning because it's not something you really needed. You didn't have a plan for it. So when that money comes your way, you're going to blow it. So that's why we see all these lottery winners. They didn't really have a plan for it. They become freaking poor in a short period of time. Okay. So do more with less. Okay. So you don't really need to take on too much, because I see many people cracking under pressure now because they're trying to take on too many responsibilities. They're trying to be the sole breadwinner for their nuclear family, and also they're the sole breadwinner for the extended family member. That is too much pressure to put on one person. So when that person has something that is out of place, or when that person is not making the money that they need anymore, something is going to give. That's why many people are having psychotic breaks. Many people are falling under pressure. Many people are becoming suicidal and depressed in this pandemic situation, because when the change from that which has been their normal state comes into play, they do not have the bubble wrap in place to be able to shield them from the impact that comes when that change or that adversity comes their way. I don't want that to be what you're going to go through. There are going to be lots of things that come. A fire could come and ravage your home. You know, you could lose a child or a loved one or someone so dear to you. You could be sacked from your job or laid off because of the fact that the company is going through crisis financially. Whatever it can be, you know, there could be war erupting in your country and you find yourself a refugee overnight. There are going to be lots of things that are going to happen that are unpredicted and unplanned for. But if you learn to live a minimalist kind of life whereby you don't always overextend yourself to the point whereby you are so stretched to the point of any little thing is going to make you snap and break, then you need to check yourself. Make sure that you are not stretching yourself to the point whereby you have reached the end of your elasticity, because the elasticity is supposed to help you to be able to rebound and keep bouncing back and forth. When there is no more elasticity, is going to be a cut. There's going to be a snap. And when that snap takes place, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to need professional, probably going to be institutionalized and medicated and stuff like that. And you don't need to get to that point. So my final tip number 5, for the 2 minutes, I've got 3 minutes left, is to be willing to go against the standard. Okay. So many times we are so bent on doing things according to rules and regulations, and then we cannot thrive when things are different and chaotic. Learn to always sometimes just be a rebel, just do things differently. So if everybody starts the show by playing music, choose to be the one that doesn't play music. If people are always the one doing things in a way that is, you just say, okay, I'm going to be the fun person in this place. I'm just going to do something that is different. So find a way to just go against the rhythm and the standard and the flow of way of life. Breaking up the rhythm sometimes can be really good for you, honestly. I mentioned about the fact that sometimes our skin even needs a break from the same skincare products and nutrients that we feed it. It's the same thing with our mind, you know, break the rhythm. So say, for instance, you've only listened to some kind of music every single time. Why don't you break the rhythm? Why don't you change and just for a season, it could just be a week, a couple of days, start listening to the kind of music you never listened to. You don't have to listen to music that is bad, but just change. Feed your mind with something different. Allow your mind to be able to absorb new things, absorb new information. So maybe before you've never been liked poetry, why don't you say, okay, let me try it again? So you start to read poems, you start to go to poem readings, you start to read books that you know, encourages that. Just find something different to do. So you've never been someone that's into nature, start to take a walk around the park and look at the beautiful things around you in your scenic areas and say, oh, I never knew that, you know. Also, you know, colors, the colors you wear. I'm intentionally wearing yellow because yellow is about, it gives, is cheerful. And if we're going to be talking about people having the right mental health, you want them to be in the cheerful state, you want them to feel good. So wearing this color is actually supposed to promote cheerfulness, optimistic behaviors and stuff like that. So the colors you wear as well, change them up. If you've been wearing dark colors a lot, tell yourself, oh, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to wear a bright color and shock everybody. Okay. If your hair has always been dark, dye it blonde or go get a blonde wig like I do and just look different, right? just shake up the things that you do, like I'm willing to go against the standard. Instead of being like a glass piece that is fragile and inflexible, because we know that glass is inflexible. I can't bend this glass no matter how hard I try, right? Try to be flexible in the way you are as a person. Try to be like a diamond that is able to thrive even through harsh conditions, just like gold as well. When you put gold in fire, it's refined. It doesn't get messed up. It actually becomes more refined, okay? So Michael says, you speak about psychotic break. Please describe with an example. Oh my gosh. I wish I would do that after the show because I don't want to go beyond 45 minutes. So I believe that these 5 tips that I've shared with you will be able to help you to learn how to take off that label on you that says handle with care, to become one that will say do not handle with care, because you are not someone who's going to break. You are not someone who's going to fall apart. You're not someone who's going to derail just because change or chaos came your way. Rather, you are going to build resiliency. You're going to build your inner strength and become unbreakable and stay in a state of being anti-fragile. So that is what I wanted to share with us today about how we can develop an anti-fragile mindset in this constantly evolving, rapidly changing world that keeps coming at us at a speed that many of us cannot adjust to quickly enough. That we can choose to stay anti-fragile. We can choose to stay resilient to the point whereby we do not just learn to cope with the stress, we actually become better afterwards from coping with that stress and being able to have shock absorbers within us, in our minds, in our system, that allows us to thrive rather than to shrink or be destroyed because of the stresses that come our way. So now let's share some affirmations. I hope they're going to be good ones. So as you know, I get them out of the box and I randomly select them. So I'm going to select some cards right now and hope that they work for us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and see which one will be the last one. 5. Okay. So please, if you've got any questions, even if I can't answer them live right now, I promise I would answer them once we're done live. I will post the answer on the Facebook and YouTube channel. Okay, so if you've got questions, I promise to answer them. And you can also reach out to me directly at Madame Marola on Instagram, Facebook, or go to my website, www.madamemarola.com. And there's a chat with me box that will send you straight to my WhatsApp number, and you can chat with me directly and I'll be able to answer your questions. So Michael's own was asked here publicly, so I would answer publicly. So card number 1 says, I find fulfillment and satisfaction in all I do. My work is meaningful and purposeful. As I say yes to life, life says yes to me fully. I love my life's calling. Woohoo! Yes, I do. The next card says, I am healthy and I'm whole. I feel energized daily and I nurture my body by making healthy choices. I live a stress-free life and adopt a healthy lifestyle that enables a healthy mindset. Woohoo! Yes, yes, yes. I live a stress-free life. And now we're going to add that I'm able to absorb every stress that comes my way, and I'm able to grow from it because I have an anti-fragile mindset. Yes. So the next card says, with each new minute, I feel new positive energy within me, and they give me strength to keep growing and building. I embrace change wholeheartedly. This one is fantastic for what we talked about. That learning to embrace change wholeheartedly would help us to be able to build an anti-fragile mindset. So let me say this one again. With each new minute, I feel new positive energy within me, and they give me the strength to keep growing and building. I embrace change wholeheartedly. Woo! The next card says, I think only good thoughts that make me feel empowered and capable. I have the mindset of a champion. Absolutely. An anti-fragile mindset is the mindset of a champion. Failure does not derail you. Failure only makes you stronger. Failure only gives you that grittiness and that determination to get up and fight again, to get up and try again, to get up and keep pushing, rather than be a defeatist person in your mindset. You say that, no, I've learned to become, I must grow, I must become stronger, I must become faster, I must become bigger, I must become better. And then you get up and then you do it better the next time around, rather than feel defeated and discouraged in life. So I think only good thoughts that makes me feel empowered and capable. I have the mindset of a champion. And the final card says, with faith, strength, patience, courage, and grit, I can achieve everything I desire in life. I will achieve massive success. Woohoo! Awesome, awesome cards. I have the mindset of a champion. I have an anti-fragile mindset, and I will not crack. I will not break. I will remain unshakable and unbreakable in the face of adversity or chaos or stresses that come my way, because I have a mindset of a champion. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. I want to say a big thank you to all of you that joined me live today. This has been awesome spending time with you guys. I hope you've been able to learn something about this anti-fragile mindset and why it's important. Beyond that, I want you to also be your brother and sister's keeper. Anybody that you know that you're close to, that you've noticed that there's something different about them, reach out to them, pray with them, just talk to them, encourage them, and find out if they need help. Because you never know who's close to having a psychotic break. You never know who's close to breaking to the point whereby they can be derailed and end up destroying their lives for good. We don't want that to happen. So in this month of mental health awareness, let's not just think about our own health. Let's think about the health of the other people that are around us, our neighbors, our friends, our family, our colleagues, because we're connected and everything we do affects everybody else. And we cannot afford to be neutral in our emotions to say, well, it's not my life, so I'm not interested. We have to be interested, because thinking about the good of other people is part of the reason why you were created. So you can be someone else's savior by actually checking up on them and finding out what they need to be able to aid their mental strength to become anti-fragile in this world that is full of chaos, violence, and stresses that can derail anybody at any time. My name is Madame Marola. I am the bank creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. I hope that somehow I've been able to inspire, empower, and transform your life, your mindset, and your way of thinking to the point whereby you are encouraged that there is a reason why you exist, and that reason must be manifested, that reason must be fulfilled, and that your life matters, your voice matters, and that you should never give up on yourself, and that no matter what comes your way, no matter the situation, no matter the strong wind that blows, no matter the turmoil, the chaos, and the disruptions that life brings your way, you can stay anti-fragile and keep growing, thriving, and even soaring higher despite all the challenges that come your way. My name is Madame Marola. I love you guys, and I want to appreciate you for joining me today. I had so much fun being the solo person today, but next week I'll be back with a guest. So thank you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Remember that you have what it takes. Never give up on yourself, never give up on your dream, and above all, remain phenomenal always. Thank you. Take care. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Michael. Phenomenal show. Another bang with Madame Marola. Thank you. I appreciate the positive comments. Great show. Irie Rev. Thank you. Wishing you all a beautiful Monday afternoon. And as I said, you can reach out to me if you need coaching, if you want tips, if you want to share some things with me, collaborate with me. I am open to listen to you and also be of help to you, because I am here to inspire, empower, and transform you. And that is my job. And I hope to do something that would help you every day to be the better version of you. So take care, keep being you, do you 100% unapologetically, and keep soaring high. Till next time, bye guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you guys. So the replay will be up. If you gain value, share this video with somebody. Like this video. Many of you will just watch and you don't even click like. like this video, follow me, send it to somebody that you know will benefit from it, and say, hey, I listened to something that was extremely beneficial to me, and I think it will be beneficial to you as well. That is the best gift you can do for me. So just share this video with somebody else so that we can all help other people to develop an anti-fragile mindset where we all remain unbreakable together. So bye.